Reporting live from Hyper's Club in Atlanta, Fight Plus News, I'm John Ava. One of the most talked about moments from the roast of Kevin Hart on Netflix was when Katt Williams would surprisingly show up to roast his longtime enemy. In part of it said he would address why he took issue with Kevin after all these years, and in so many different ways would label Hart a sellout and a puppet to his face.
I tried to tell y'all that Kevin Hart was a plant. Kevin only has one rule in his movies: no N-word. And that N-word is no. Mother wouldn't even play a black rabbit. Can you imagine the f***ery? I'm out. Good night, Inglewood. Thank y'all so much.
Now, as roasters from the night continue to do interviews about it, Roastmaster General Jeff Ross is revealing what it was like behind the scenes to have Williams show up. While speaking to Variety, Ross would admit that Williams created real tension for Kevin during filming. The only real tension I felt was when Katt Williams appeared out of nowhere and started going in on Kevin. Kevin definitely looked a little tense, like these guys may not have seen each other for a long time. But Kevin asked for a hatchet to be buried, and immediately the tension turned into celebration. Again, if you can't recall, Kevin Hart and Katt Williams have been at odds for close to 20 years, and to Ross's own admission, the two haven't seen each other in person for some time. Back in 2024, while speaking with Shannon Sharp, Williams would reveal that he and Hart have never been in the same building for close to 25 years, and felt that Hart was always dodging him the whole time.
Kevin Hart done went 25 years without ever being in the same building with me at the same. If I go in the building, he walk out. You've never seen us in the same building ever in 25 years. Why?
Yes.
Because I'm really the product. It's not what you think.
Now, during his performance, Williams would go on to express that he was actually there for the money Netflix would offer him. But if you have been following Williams in recent years, it also appears that he is at a point in his career that requires him to put energy into other things outside of beefs, as he recently launched a production company and new studio. Now, back to his interview with Variety, Ross would further reveal that Hart someone had to do with Williams getting invited in the first place. He would go on to say, Kevin is a great comic, but he's also a really smart producer. He loves to follow the discomfort. If something is making him uncomfortable, it's going to be great TV. I would say it was a group brainstorm of who would be a funny person to bring into this thing, and Katt Williams was game. He came out with a cape like a villain, and he left like a friend. I don't believe they actually talked until he came out on television. Now, as far as any further comment from Williams about the night, he has yet to share his thoughts and has not given any further insight on he and Kevin's beef coming to an end. Despite the two hugging it out for viewers, several users online have continued to speculate that the beef isn't actually over and that Katt may have went along with it because he was there as work for hire, aka being paid to participate.
If you actually think that Kevin Hart and Katt Williams squashed their beef at his roast last night, I have a bridge from California to China I want to sell you. Katt Williams is always going to tell you the truth, okay? And he said in his act that this was him selling out. He needed the money. Katt Williams obviously found an amount of money that was acceptable to him as a father with children who are no doubt college age by now, a person who might want to retire at some point. He found an amount that was okay for him. And it wasn't lost upon me that he wore that large dark-winged duck hat so that we couldn't see his eyes. Although Comedy Hype News says that there was some hesitation, there was no hesitation. The man was shifting from foot to foot. He just did not want to shake that man's hand, but he realized he had to do what he had to do to complete the contract, to earn his money. But I assure you that beef is not over. They may have called a truce for financial sakes, but Katt Williams still don't like that man.
Now, when it comes down to the overall reviews about the roast, it appears to have received mixed responses, with one given the potential of who else could have made appearances like Eddie Murphy or Dave Chappelle. And another large part of the negative reviews comes from viewers who were offended by some of the black jokes of the night, especially the one told by Tony Hinchcliffe about George Floyd, which would go on to spark its own debate and later expose that many of the jokes people heard from the night were from a majority white writing team. As SNL's Michael Shea would call this out, and for some would even prove Katt's point about Kevin Hart. So let's talk about it more in the comments below. Do you think the beef between Kevin Hart and Katt Williams is actually over, or was it more about putting on a show for TV? And for the latest news in comedy, culture, and sports, be sure to subscribe here and hit the notification bell to get all of our content and not just some. Head over to Hyper's Club right now to get a membership to watch full interviews and more original content. And if you have a story that you think we should cover, send us a message now at hypealerts.com. Reporting live from Hyper's Club for Hype Plus News, I'm John Ava.